What's up, interwebs? Welcome to the 13 Days of Halloween. Today we're playing Disturbed. Let's get into it. Another dull day passes as you struggle to manage your failing farm. Your crops are beginning to wilt, and your cow is sick. For some time, the land has been very quiet. The air has grown thick and foul. Each passing day you feel more uncertain if things will ever return to how they were before. Perhaps it is up to you. You've made your mind. You are going to do something about it. You stand in front of your humble home, pondering what you should do next. I'm gonna go in the shed. You attempt to open the shed door, but the door won't budge. You remember locking it some time ago, but you can't remember what you did with the key. Go to crops. A path divides the crops you have labored so hard to prosper these past months. A penetrating odor reminds you that your plants are decaying anyway, and time is running short. Follow the path, sure. Let's just follow the path. You continue down the trail for a while until you see a cave off in the distance. You pause, questioning if there could be something helpful in there. Go in the cave. I bet we get eaten by a monster. There is a faint whistle from the wind passing between the rocks. The temperature significantly cools as you enter the cave. You notice that there is a different smell, but you welcome it, comparing it to deathly light found inside. Go further in the cave. Keep going. Bear. Before you take your next step, a large bear emerges from the darkness. You realize that you have made a terrible mistake in even thinking that something helpful can be in here. Oh, I can fight the bear. Let's fight the bear. You scan the ground and notice that there are numerous rocks you can grab to throw at the bear. You begin to do so as the bear approaches you. One after the other, you throw the rocks as hard as you can. The bear charges at you as you bend over to grab another rock, tackling you to the ground. The bear bites into your neck, your body quickly goes limp, and you die. Alright, well that's it, guys. It's over. This time, we'll go to the pen. A toxic fume burns your nose as you enter the pen. Your poor cow lay lifeless on the ground as a growling blight slowly begins to consume her body. You feel sick to your stomach as you stand here, especially as you stare at the black mushroom that dot the ground. You inspect the water, looking for anything abnormal. You notice that the water has a dark consistency to it. Dropping a stone into it, black particles from the bottom swirl about like a thunderstorm. Your face shrivels in disgust. Grab a mushroom. We're gonna have a party. You kneel down and grab a mushroom. As you begin to rip it out of the ground, a cloud of spores spray from the mushroom. Your hands begin to burn and melt as you observe them. Slowly, your body shrivels up into a dark, moist consistency as the poison spreads. You die, eventually, after crawling about on the ground. Your adventure ends here. Oh, well, from the looks of it, I'm gonna die a lot. Let's go in the house. Maybe it's safe in there. Entering the house, you feel a subtle uneasiness as if the growling light outside has penetrated the walls of your safe haven. From what you see, however, everything is the same as you left it. Perhaps this may be a good time to just lay in bed and wish that your problems will just go away. You fight the notion, but the temptation is still there. Let's see what's in the chest. That'll probably kill me. You open the chest and find nothing more than a pile of papers. It seems you have less valuables than you had anticipated. You close the chest. Fantastic. Dear Journal, another usual day on the farm. The crops are growing with good health. Bethany is also doing quite well. Never disappointed with the milk she provides. If things continue to go well, I may be able to invest in more animals. A farmer can only be so social with a cow. Dear Journal, today has been an unfortunate day. Somebody broke into my shed and stole some things. I usually don't mind if someone steals a bite to eat from the garden, but to take my equipment, well, I put a lock on the door and hit the key. Nobody will ever get into my stuff again. Dear Journal, I woke up one night to a foul smell I've never come across before. I took a step outside to see what I could find, but I found nothing after searching about the farm. Whatever it is, it must be bad. I should make a trip into the city and see what this is about. I guess if I lay in bed, I'll probably die. I wonder, do you just die? Is that everything? Do you always just die? Let's go back outside. Let's not... You come to a stop as you stumble upon a broken wagon. Is inspecting a wagon gonna kill me? I don't know. You look about the mess and find bits of food and clothes scattered about the scene. You notice a key on the ground during your search. You pick the key and continue on your way. After what felt like an hour or two, you reach a bridge. Nearby the path is a small shack similar to the house you have on the farm. The man that lives here is a kind fellow from what you recall. Maybe he is home. So it says that he's kind from what I remember, but I also kind of feel like he's gonna kill me if I go inspect his homes. But there could also be trolls on or near the bridge. Well, let's cross the bridge. You cross the bridge safely and continue down the trail. After all that has happened, you feel that you should take a moment to rest. You find a spot under a tree and sit down. Getting comfortable, you tilt your head back against the tree and gaze into the sky. Let's pick at the grass. As you pick at the grass blades in your reach, the ground begins to shake. Before you can get up, roots from below sprout from the ground and wrap around your legs. Oh no, I was dead no matter what I did. You turn around to see a large, angry face looking back at you. Your jaw drops in horror. No sound or scream escapes your tongue as the tightening grip of the roots squeeze what air is left out from your body. Huh. Well, and then we're gonna inspect the shack. You walk towards the structure and knock on the door. You scratch the back of your head, figuring that the person that lives here is currently occupied, if not elsewhere. You remember picking up a key from the wagon, and you use it in the door. The door unlocks. You decide to help yourself in. That's good. I'm just gonna walk into this guy's house. Observing the empty room, you realize something terrible must have taken place here. The room is a wreck, just like the wagon. You are overcome with fear as you think of the man that used to dwell here. Let's just open the trapdoor. Let's just go for it. You observe the trapdoor and notice the lock keeping it closed. With a key, you unlock the hatch and get it open. This guy had one key for everything. Without thinking, you travel downward. Walking down the steps leading below, the air attacks your body with a piercing cold. You notice immediately that there is a woman chained to the wall. She doesn't seem to notice you as you study her. That's messed up. He's got this dude, who's a nice fellow, just ties up people in his basement. It's great. You feel darkness surround you as you stay in this awful place. Oh, okay, so we either leave the shack and die, or talk to the woman and die. You tremble as you try to form words in your mouth. You there! Let me out of here! I wish I could. The pressure of such a demand makes you freeze. It's probably the same key anyway. This guy only has one key. You take a moment to think about the situation before you respond. What got you locked up here to begin with? You'll never believe me, even if I told you the truth. So, wait, were you gonna lie to me? Did you plan on lying to get out? Something brought you here. Please, have mercy on me. Let's let her go. She'll probably kill us. You approach the woman and unlock the shackles that bind her. See, I knew it was the same key. As her arms become free, she moans in pain. Oh, thank you so much. The woman struggles to regain her strength, but starts to stand up on her own as she gets up. She turns toward you. I will now do you a favor. Oh, that's not the favor I wanted. What seemed to be the face of a helpless woman disappears as a horrible image manifests itself before you. You feel the chilling grip of the bone hands lock onto your arms. Energy flees from your body, and you fall to your knees. You feel the essence of your life slip away as everything goes black. It is unfortunate that your journey ends. Inspect the book on the table. You pick up the book and start to flip through the pages. You discover that this journal, reading a passage or two can't hurt. Today's trading went smoothly. Thank goodness. What I am thrilled most about, however, is what one of my buddies mentioned to me at the conclusion of our day. Apparently, there is a pond near that has some of the biggest fish in the region. With a good catch, I can make enough to move things forward. I was caught off guard when he mentioned that nobody has been able to catch any from there. I guess your typical fishing rod won't do the trick. But what can be done about it then? Something to be intrigued about, I suppose. These past couple of weeks have been really rough for me. My trading business has gone under, and I have lost nearly everything I own. This has pushed me to extreme, but that can't be helped now. I am leaving this place forever, never to return. The land is dying, and there is nothing but darkness here. Anyone reading this should leave while they can. So he left it there so that people could find it. I guess that's nice. You can't find a name to give this man, but regardless of the name, you got chills running down your spine. I'm gonna open the trapdoor anyway, and I'm gonna leave that woman locked up, if I can. I won't. No, don't go. With nothing else to interact with, you make your way up the stairs. As you exit, you hear the woman laugh behind you. The voice causes the shack to shake. You leave the shack as fast as you could. You leave the shack and cross the bridge before something bad happens. Oh no, but we know what's across the bridge. Alright, so if I pick at the grass, the tree kills me, but maybe if I take a nap, it won't. Your eyes close and your body relaxes. You fall asleep within seconds. As your mind wanders, you see a blurry image. Details emerge as you gaze. You wonder who this might be. A bad feeling then overcomes you, and you realize who this is. You try to wake yourself up. You wake up and jump to your feet, looking about yourself and your surroundings. All seems well. You can't help but feel fearful that something bad will happen to you if you stay here. Moving forward seems like the only logical option now. You reach a point where the trail splits into two paths. Which way should you go? It looks like the right path is the well-traveled path. So I'm gonna actually take the path less traveled and probably die. After continuing down the path for some time, you come to a stop. You notice that there is some sort of trail that leads through the grass up toward the hill nearby. If you had not stopped, you probably would have never noticed. Which way do you go? We're gonna follow the trail in the grass like crazy people, because we're crazy. Following the subtle trail in the grass, you stumble upon what looks like a grave. Oh, it's the Master Sword, guys. This is the hidden Zelda game. I don't want to die by inspecting the grave, but you approach the grave. You look at the sword with intrigue. Before you can touch the sword, a ghostly figure appears before you. You freeze before the apparition. The sword. May I have it? The blade is cursed. I am bound here by the pain of my past. If you desire the sword, free me from it. You slowly motion for the sword. Fool! Only something of pure essence can free me. A rare hope, like a flower found in the darkness. We're gonna back away from the sword. You listen to the specter and leave the sword. The figure fades out of view. Continue on? You pause to see that there is a lake nearby. The trail continues to your right. Let's inspect the lake. Yeah, I'm curious if I'll die here. You step near the lake and look down into it. Resting on the water is an orb of some sort sitting at the bottom of the lake. There is something strange about it, as if it were calling out to you. That's kind of sketchy. You close your eyes and jump into the lake. You open your eyes to see the stone sitting before you. You start to make your way toward it. A large fish comes into view. It quickly notices you with its mouth stretched open. You try to leave the surface, but the fish catches up to you. You quickly find yourself helpless before the creature. You close your eyes. Giant fish rips your body apart with its teeth. You die a very painful death. Your adventure ends here. We're going to continue along the trail because we know it's at the lake. The faint trail comes to an end. There's a collection of stone pillars down the hill. Beyond the hill is a large field of grass. You find yourself gazing over a grass field with hills rolling off into the distance. A unicorn? As if a trick upon your eyes, you see a unicorn run across the field. It disappeared out of sight before you can do anything. Surely the unique powers of a unicorn can help you with your quest. But there is clearly something wrong. What is my quest?
What is your quest?
Is it just to, like, save the cow and fix my crops? I guess. I think at this point, I should just move somewhere that's not dying and maybe, like, get a regular job at, like, a convenience store or something. If only there was a way to charm it. Let's inspect the pillars. You stand before the large stones arranged in the shape of a circle. In the center is a stone with what appears to be some sort of slot or hole. No doubt about it. Something is meant to be placed here. Let's go back. Go back to the grave. Now let's inspect the grave. We're gonna take the sword anyway. And then if I die, I'm just gonna cry about it. Grab the sword, run! You reach for the sword before you can lay a finger on it. The spirit grabs your arm. A sharp pain flows over your body as your flesh melts from... I was so sure that was it. Your adventure ends here. Okay, and this time we're gonna go right, because you reach the end of the pathway. In the distance is a tower looking over the area. A gate secures passages to the area with a wall around the property. Also of interest, there's a tree that has a hole carved into it. Alright, let's go to the gate. Let's see what happens at the gate. You approach the gate cautiously. Yeah, let's go in. We're gonna die. Standing before the tower, your heart begins to sink. There's no doubt this is the birthplace of spreading plague. There is a fountain before you with a statue of your right and left. Inspect the fountain. There is a dark haze about the fountain. The water is black and the smell burns with every breath. You feel a slight pull towards the fountain as if it were calling for something. A statue on the left. You see an old statue of an angel that has been consumed by vines of thorn. The angel is holding a book in one hand, the other with one finger pointed up towards the sky. You feel it is best to leave the statue alone. Before you stands an old statue that has broken many areas. With one hand, the angel is holding some sort of bowl, while the other hand is hovering over the bowl. You notice that there is only 2 remaining fingers on the angel's other hand. You feel you should keep your distance and just observe the statue. You approach the door. As you reach for the doorknob, an invisible barrier stops you. It must be some sort of magic. Alright, inspect the tree. Oh, this tree's gonna kill me. You approach the tree and notice the hole is big enough to fit your hand in it. You look and see something shiny in the hole as if it were metal. Feeding around with your hand, you feel 3 knobs. One on the right, one centered in the middle, and one on the left. Press the knobs. Press them. Press the middle knob. Press the right knob. Press the left knob. The knobs lock in place. You wait for a moment, but nothing happens. Must be some sort of combination. You walk for some time to find an endless field of grass. There is a stone well near the path. Let's inspect the well. You peer down the well. Other than the evident water at the bottom, there is a coin resting against the wall of the well. If possible, you feel you should go down and take the coin. There's a lot of spooky noises, but sure, we'll grab the coin. Let's die again. You lean over the edge of the well. There is no possible way you can obtain the coin by reaching for it. With this in mind, you turn and climb down. You take a few successful steps down, but your luck runs out. You misplace your foot and you fall. With a splash, you fall into the water. Your body sinks effortlessly, and you drown without realizing it. Your adventure ends here. Of course it does. Continue on. Forget that well. Walking over the hills of grass and grain, you reach the walls of Amor. Several times a year, you come here to trade goods from the farm. You discover the plague has spread to your farm, has also spread all the way out here. The path before you is overrun with blight. Continue. You've come a long way. You don't desire to turn back now. You march forward into the tainted soil. Before you can realize what happened, you sink completely under the ill soil. Darkness consumes you, and your lungs struggle for air. Your body burns in pain as you suffocate and die. Ah, left, right, right. You hit the left one on the left once. The middle one is a fluke. You hear the rumbling of rocks as the ground starts to shift underneath you. Everything goes dark as you sink below the surface. The hole above you seals up, trapping you underground. You find yourself with no evident way out but the path before you into the darkness. Your only choice is to move forward. Oh, more choices. You see 3 separate paths within these walls of the cavern. Which path do you choose? Let's go left. You cautiously make your way through the darkness. You go right. That one looks like it goes up. You struggle forward as the way before it becomes completely dark. You notice that there is a light off in the distance, and you continue to make your way forward. Eventually, you make it into some sort of concrete room. Turning around, you see a hole in the wall where you came from. Your guess is that it wasn't a part of the initial design. You turn around to see a door. There being little to nothing in the room, you decide to move on through the doorway. You find yourself in what looks like a basement. You turn about to discover that in each direction there is a door. Boxes of supplies and debris litter the floor and corners of the room. You notice that there are several markings on the door on the floor, some of which scare you. You got a bad feeling about this place. It looks like there's monster marks there. That looks like it was poorly covered. I think the door on the left is going to be the safest. You enter into a small room with a large hole in the wall. There are other objects in the room, but none of them interest you. Continue on. I don't know. You move forward into the darkness. You see 3 separate paths. Go forward. You cautiously step forward into the darkness. The right hole is bigger. Oh no! Alright guys, well I think I'm going to end this one here. It seems like there's a cool story going on, so I think we're definitely going to finish this. It's just all the time that we could do for this episode. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and we're going to figure this out. Bye-bye!
Hey guys, if you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel.
That's too typical.
Please subscribe!
That's too desperate.